Yeah.
Oh, we're live.
We're
Hey,
live.
see? We always start off the show with something that someone said off air. So tonight we're bringing back the interviews. We did one last night, which was kind of cool. We interviewed Mark from the CMH E13, the Columbus E13 podcast. Great interview. If you haven't seen it yet, go back and watch it. And also, if if you want to subscribe to them too, it's a great podcast. So we got here in America, which is fantastic. We got Anthony, show me shirt. We got West Ham is Why We Drink, the guys down in Dallas. And we got the CMH E13, another great podcast. And then we got American Hammers Radio has two podcasts. We have American Hammers Radio, the flagship show with Liam and Kyle, a.k.a. Tex from Fresno. And then we have Fortune's Always Hiding with the guy that did the post-match show today, Chris, he's from Columbus, but he goes to school in Erie, Pennsylvania. And then we have Zach, the host of that show from D.C. area, Potomac or something like that, Maryland maybe, and John Jackson from Philly. So that's a great show too, and they're getting better every single episode, and that's what we are proud of. On that note, if anybody out there watching this, if you ever want to join as a co-host or join the show, maybe join Friday Night Likes as a contestant, or if you have any podcast ideas that you want to do, we have a platform for you. You feel free to join us, be part of the family. Wally over here was, in our chat room consistently, and we brought him on one night, and we liked him so much, we said, you know what, come on back, keep coming back, and he's a staple now, So basically, that's just the way it rolls.
Desperate, Tim. You were just desperate.
Come on.
Dragging the bottom of the barrel for me.
No, it's just good stuff. Listen, everybody who's involved right now, I love it. We have a great family here, American Hammers Network, behind the scenes, and also everybody in the chat room all the time, and all of our subscribers. And I just, got to thank everybody. So that said, speaking of Alex and American Hammers Network, we have a new website, newish. It's been revamped, worked on, and it keeps evolving. We have a new shop for our UK residents in particular now. We had Threadless, right? We still have Threadless with all the different supporters groups logos, including Anthony's, the Arkansas Hammers down there. Which you need to get one, by the way, Anthony.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And everybody else too. So you can get not just hats, but not hats, Jesus Christ, not just shirts, but you can get bath mats, shower curtains, whatever you want, skateboards, dude, or whatever you want. But now in the UK shop, we have baseball caps, we have koozies, whole bunch of other stuff, underwear, boxers or bikinis, whatever. It's crazy. We have with West Ham United logos on it, or script, or American Hammers TV network, whatever's going on. Yeah. It says right here, American Hammers Network giving the voice to Hammers supporters around the world. That is true. And also we're going to say hello to Neil and Essex Hammer in the chat room as well. Thanks for popping in tonight, guys. We'll get to the content in a minute. I'm just going to do some commercials first. So where was I at? All right, so the website, AmericanHammers.net. Check it out. It's awesome. And the shop is there as well. Make sure if you're a UK resident and you want to avoid the duties and taxes and all that good stuff, we have partnered with the UK retailer, so you're all set now. And there's also a sale going on until I think February 3rd or something like that, or January 27th. I can't remember, one or the other. Yeah, take a look at the website and check it out for yourself. What else we got going on? I don't know. We're going to do interviews again. That's what I was trying to say. So, hey, Penny, what's going on? We have Anthony from Arkansas tonight. What's going on, Anthony?
Not much, man. Kind of cold weather around here.
Yeah.
And kind of worried.
Yeah, kind of worried. Yeah, we'll oh God, we'll talk about that tonight. My co-host is Wally in Wally World, doing Twitter, in the chat room. He'll probably be doing double duty tonight, as far as I know. Who knows? We'll see. God. So anyway, Anthony, how on earth did you become a hammer?
I was trying to remember that question.
It was around probably 2010. I remember that I turned on the TV and West Ham was playing. I think that it was they were playing Brently, if I don't remember wrong. And great game. I mean, they actually won that game, 2010, as you guys know. Next year, it was kind of bad for West Ham.
Yeah.
We actually, well, I was actually watching the game, and I actually liked the way that they played. Carton Cole, I remember that Carton Cole was striker for us, and amazing guy. I mean, I started liking West Ham because of the formation, the type of fans that they had. I mean, West Ham is different from the other teams that they're outside. I mean, you like West Ham, you're not going in for the win. You're going in for the team, for the spirit of the team, you know? And I mean, that actually got me caught up with it. So,
yeah. It's just listening to you say that is just killing me because it's, God, the spirit's gone, man. You know, and the more I think about it, we're sitting here and everybody else is sitting here or over there, trying to justify, being here at the London Stadium, be not being at our home anymore. I mean, some people still dislike that move, but they're accepting the fact that we can't go back. And then there's others that are just, no, we fuck them for not letting us go back or for moving us to the beginning and all this. But the people who are trying to justify, which was me and a lot of other people saying, you know what, well, it's our home. We got to deal with it. We got to make the most of it. Well, how can we make the most of it when the team has no fucking spirit and plays like shit? So the same team that you're talking about in 2010, or even the relegation season, I think the team that got relegated had a little bit more fight than what we're seeing this year. I mean, I started watching in the second half of the 2010-11 season, which is the one that they got relegated. And that's when they started buying all these crazy names from just whoever, wherever, 35 years old, 38 years old, 22, whatever, just so they could try to stay up and end up not working out. But I'm telling you, man, getting relegated, man. I mean, that next season when they signed Big Sam, a guy that had never been relegated before at that time, still hasn't. And then, just the way that they played that year. I mean, they were smashing teams. They smashed Blackpool. I think a combined total of 9 goals to 1 or something like that, or 9 goals to nothing. And then they smashed Brighton 5-0. I mean, it was not the whole season, but most of the season was really exciting. And that was my first full season as West Ham fan. So anyway, they had fight back then, man. What happened?
I don't know. I don't even know what's going on, man. I mean, I hear people talking about Brady, about gold. I don't know. I mean, it's all politics nowadays, I mean, it's not like back in the days when they actually used to sweat the shirt. They used to love the shirt. I mean, I'm not saying that our guys don't do it, but I mean, the power of the will is not there anymore. It's something different.
Wally, what do you think about that? Are you muted, Wally? Wally, you're muted.
Oh, you're right. We're talking. I had some of the best things I've ever said, and you missed it.
I know. What happened?
No, I was saying that Mark Noble doesn't, early in the season and definitely last season, he would come out and put on a performance, and like tonight or earlier today, he didn't seem to be that, wasn't that gritty Mark Noble coming out, and so yeah, I'm concerned that we're losing him too, losing his attitude.
It's a bit of everybody, though. So here's my issue this season. It was my issue last season, and I thought it was a Pellegrini thing because it happened. It started really happening last season, but then the more I look at it, no, it was the season before. In the season before, pretty much. Well, Big Sam had the team. No matter, he didn't have the best players, he didn't have the best formation, but he had a fucking team. When they went out there, they were prepared. He had his George McCartney's, Joey O'Brien's, and Matt Jarvis was good. I mean, but there was other guys. I mean, like Emmanuel Pogatetto. He's stupid. Some of them were out of Razvan Rat. I mean, all these crazy signings. But listen, he had them playing as a team. They were always, there was some fight. There was always some sort of fight there. They didn't get really walked over. They'd lose 2-1 to City, or they'd lose, or not 6-1, or 6-0 or something like that.
Mhm.
So anyway, I don't know why I'm not trying to be pro Allardyce. I'm just saying there's no fight, there's no spirit, there's no passion. And my point, the whole beginning of this conversation for me was this whole season and last season, which I thought was a Pellegrini thing, is inconsistency from everybody. There's like you were just saying, Wally, that Mark Noble, like, oh, we missed him the first few games, and then all of a sudden we see his fight and passion, and that happened last year too. And then all of a sudden, he starts getting everybody together. Yeah, oh, then he's a savior now, woo! And and then where does it go?
Yeah, I haven't seen that in a while now. So
it goes away,
that's
and then everybody else, and then there's they just can't fucking fight. And then literally, I listened to most of the game today. I watched, I'd say, 15 minutes of the match, like physically watched the 15 minutes of the match because I had to get a shot in my arm. But I watched, what's his damn name? Lanzini. Jesus Christ. I can't stand him so much. So I turn it on and I see us take the ball away, and then we lose the possession. No, we didn't lose possession. The ball went out of bounds off of a Leicester City player. Cresswell's there. He's going to throw it in, and he does throw it in, and then it goes back. Oh, they lob it over, and it looks like Lanzini's going to get it, and then all of a sudden, he just manhandles someone out of the way, and near the box area, like we're just outside the box, and I'm thinking, dude, that was his opportunity to actually do something good, and he didn't give a fuck. He didn't care. He's just stone cold face, like he always is. He's got no passion, no ambition. I mean, like, in number one, he shouldn't have been playing. We've been talking about this on American Airways Network for I don't know how long. That why is he still in the lineup? Like, why is he even playing? Like, he's got no passion, no fight, no soul. I mean, he's lost his talent. He doesn't care. It looks like he doesn't even give a shit. So why is he even in there? And then today was just a perfect example. Like the one play I saw with him involved, it was like the perfect example. Like he just didn't care. He fouled the damn guy, and perfect opportunity for us to actually do something, and then we just lost possession.
Yeah.
So
how old is he? Sorry,
26 maybe,
26, 27.
Yeah. I think that. I mean,
there were a couple times where he somebody had passed him the 26. Ball, and he pulled up. He just pulled up and was like, I'm not gonna be able to get this, so forget it.
Yeah, no will to go ahead and just fight the ball.
Right.
Yeah. So. Just real quick, I want to just mention a few things from the chat room. So Jim Sawyer is in here. That's glad to see him in there, and as well as Penny Neal and Essex Hammer. But Essex Hammer says, look on the bright side. Obviously, we play Millwall next season.
That's right.
We can rekindle that rivalry. That'll be nice.
Somebody was saying that Millwall is looking good and they might come up. So
they are in the playoffs, aren't they? Or this right as it stands right now,
they might be in the playoff positions. Yeah.
Penny says, I'm used to ups and downs with West Ham, but this is something I've never experienced with us. I mean, obviously we have not as long as residents of the UK have, but definitely in our experience, I mean, it's the same. It's sad to say that my best time as a West Ham supporter was when we were in the championship because we were winning all the time and we were playing good, and there was passion, there was fight because we were trying to go up. And now it's like they don't even care if we go down. Now, that's how they're playing. Is that they're playing like they don't even give a shit because they're going to get their payday with their relegation release clauses anyway, and they're going to move on to bigger and better clubs. Especially the big guys. Now so here's the other thing. One thing I got to say before we get even further in this interview. I know I keep fucking rambling, but anyway. January. January is going to be the new Tompkins, I tell you. So everybody drinking the shower. But anyway, I've been saying that, typically January is the best time to buy. Everybody says it's the worst time to buy, but it's the time where players in other clubs around the world, and in England especially, where you as a scout or as a manager, whatever, can see that there's players with talent that they have talent, or someone knows that they have talent, and they're not getting the minutes that they deserve at their whatever club they're at. They just don't fit the formation, whatever the reason is. So they're not getting minutes. They want to go. Well, they're just sitting there, and we're not doing anything about it. Not even making offers of these fucking players. We're like, oh, let's just pretend like we're going to go sign Gabagol, or let's go Fernandez. Let's just make people happy saying we're going to go after these people, but we're not going to offer them any shit because we don't have any money anyway. But I'm telling you, January is the best time to buy because that's when all those people, are supposed to do the best. So here's my problem with what we're doing as a club and our players. If our players don't want to be here so bad, then why don't they give it their all? And why don't they showcase themselves to get out of here, right? Like this is the time. Yes, because this is their last chance before the end of the season. Yeah. And a lot of these numbnuts are on long-term contracts, and I don't know. It's just crazy. Like this is the time. Like let's get going. Like let's show you. Like do something now. Even if you don't win in February, who cares? Now's the time. If you want out, then play your ass off. Like Lanzini. Like if he doesn't want to be here so bad, why aren't you playing good? Anyway. That's my January rant.
Yeah, I mean, take Lanzini, for example. 2 years ago, before he got injured, he was, on the Argentina team. He had played so well. And that's maybe why Moyes wants to play him, because he remembers that Lanzini 2 years ago when Moyes was here. So, I don't know.
Yeah. So, go ahead, Anthony.
You guys are right. I mean, it's like whenever Tevez was playing for us, and he started playing really good, just budge out,
Yeah.
And I mean, now this players, there's no heart, there's no soul. And what I've heard and what I've read is that Sullivan is just waiting for the last moment to go ahead and just buy players cheapest, I mean, just keep piling up money just to go ahead and
So he's running it like a like his the business that got him the money to be here, like that type of business. That's what he's running it like. He's trying to be on the cheap and also running things negatively, and because negative press and getting people against you is the best. It gets you attention, and he loves attention. So God, man, I'm telling you right now, no, this is the time to be doing it, to be searching and buying. And here's the other thing that Sullivan, he doesn't like negotiating. I mean, he's got piss poor experience negotiating. We've lost out on so many people, so he probably learned from that, saying, I'm not going to start early. I'm going to wait till till it comes down to the end. So there's no time to negotiate. It's here's our offer. Take it. Well, we're on time. Come on, take it or leave it. Maybe that's what he's thinking. I don't know. I'm not a billionaire, so. Poor man.
I mean, if we could go ahead and find somebody that go ahead and buy a club, I mean, get back on the right track that we're supposed to be. I mean, I've seen so many posts saying that it was a working class club, and now rich people just stole it. And it's true, though. I mean, how long has Sullivan and Gold been there? I mean, I'm not saying nothing. Well, rephrasing, Gold. I don't have anything against Gold, but Sullivan.
Not many people do. Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's brutal. It's just that we were in a situation before they came on where our owners went bankrupt, and we owed a lot of money, and we needed someone to come in and help us get out of our debt, etc. And it came down to us and Tony Fernandez, the Air Malaysia guy who owned QPR. I don't know if he still does or not. It doesn't matter. I mean, bottom line is a lot of people are saying, well, look at QPR. If he ended up getting us instead of these guys, then we'd still be in championship. And I'm like, that's not the case, because we don't know what it would have been like. We don't know what it would have been like with anybody else. Anybody who has that kind of money could have gotten us out of that debt. So they can't be going around with flaunting that we got you out of the debt, because we still owe them money. That sucks. And we're supposed to be paying them some money the next few days, actually, or something like that, like 40-something million.
But they already did money out of us. I mean,
all the time. No, they do.
They've
still
done
do.
so much. I mean,
An interest. Yeah.
God.
Yeah. So they suck. I know. Yeah. It's just one of those things where if we had somebody else, I mean, anybody else could have gotten us out of that debt. Maybe we would have had they may have had a better business sense, than what we got right now, because the people that we have right now don't know football. They don't. Yeah, his son's doing great with the women's team. Good for It's just thank you, good for them. I mean, it's we needed the women's program to start growing if we wanted to grow as a club, etc. Because that's just the way it is. And I'm glad that Jack took over and he's doing a great job. So I got to say that. But what do we got here in the chat room? So it says Penny says we need to sign players. I mean, that's down to the owners. And then Essex is asking, well, how much did Pellegrini spend? I don't like the owners either, but you can't say they haven't spent any money. Money isn't the issue; it's recruitment. And then Penny says, well, it's selling all your players and not replacing them. That's why she's fed up. So that's the point, right? At the end of the day, over the summer, we got Allaire and Fornals, really. You can't count Roberto. I mean, David Martin worked out, I guess, for a couple matches. But other than that,
I mean, here's the thing with Martin, though. I mean, you got to go ahead and give him some slack. The guy just basically started. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was playing for Millwall. Okay, that's good. I mean, he just basically started in the big boy league.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to go ahead and give him time.
Yeah, I give him time. I'm all for it, dude. I'm a pro David Martin. I'm pro David Martin for sure. I mean, I'd rather have him than Randolph. To be honest with you, but that's just my personal preference, because I still in my head can remember vividly Randolph's last stint with our club, where everybody loved him as a person, everybody loved having him around, and he made a few great saves. But Roberto made a couple great saves too. Mm-hmm. In that smashing loss to Oxford. So you get yourself in the wrong position and you make a leap because you're out of position. It looks like a great save. So that's what Randolph is to me.
True.
I
guess that Randolph is basically like the ex-girlfriend that you go back to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the poisonous one.
Yeah.
We're doing that a lot lately. We got Moyes as the
Sarah, dude, it's
girlfriend we're going back to.
I can't remember what year it is anymore. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Is it 17-18 season, or is it like 16-17 or 15-16 when we had Randolph? Yeah. So Essex is asking, do you guys remember, or I don't think he's asking the chat room too, remember the previous owners? They were the ones that got us in insane debt. Yes, I do. We do. We're just talking about the Icelandics.
Talking about the summer, it seemed like we did good business over the summer, and in my opinion, we got rid of a lot of heavy salaries.
Wasn't excited, right?
Yeah,
everybody was excited, right?
But I thought it was good business. We got rid of
summer
salaries
before too.
Yeah,
right.
So I just don't understand. It's like, what happened?
So Lee has referred to this, and I think I mentioned it once or twice. So we both. I used to own a semi-pro soccer club here in Massachusetts, right? And Lee was, worked with the club. And so he knows firsthand, we had like some of the best players you've ever seen in your life, but they couldn't play as a fucking team. They didn't gel. They just didn't match. They're great individual players. They could do fucking drills all day. They could do, they could smash, crossbar, in crossbar challenges, or do the most nastiest tricks or whatever you want. They just couldn't play as a damn team. Team. Like the A team. Anyway, no, they just couldn't play as a team. So I think that's where we're at. We have a bunch of individuals, right? Mm-hmm. You got a couple guys that like to play with each other, right? Play amongst each other. But then there's others that I don't know what they're doing. What are they doing? What is this fucking team? So real quick, Neil asks, am I still feeling confident about Liverpool and Brighton games as wins? Brighton, yes. Liverpool, draw. So that's my prediction. So my predictions are absolute opposites. It sucks. It's horrible. That's why I was predicting us to lose for quite a few stretches. And then I didn't feel right saying that, but it worked. But it just doesn't feel right, predicting us to lose. But every time I would predict us to lose, we'd win. Anyway, last time I was at the whole reason of this is that the only time I've ever been over, I saw us draw against Man United at home. That's a big club, right? I just saw us draw against them, and then we beat Everton like 3-1. That was awesome. So I haven't seen us lose in person, and I'm going to see Liverpool and Brighton. So I'm predicting maybe another draw and a 3-win, hopefully. 3-1 win, maybe. Who knows? But if I say that, then it's probably not going to happen. So
yeah, I think you predicted 3-1 today, right?
I think I predicted like 3-1, 4-1, 4-2. I predicted a whole bunch of shit. As long as we were winning and smashing them. I hate Leicester, dude. Yeah. I can't stand Leicester. I can't. Sorry, Brendan Rodgers, dude. I can't stand that guy. He's a real piece of shit, dude. Really? He really is, dude. He left his wife just because she was fat. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, like, he had a beautiful house and kids, and he left her, man. And now he's with some, like, half his, you know what I'm saying? Like, dude, what a piece of shit. Like, really. Yeah. I mean, he's a man, whatever. I mean, whatever. It is what it is, and he's loaded, and, good for him. And he's an okay manager. He's doing well with Leicester. But, shit, if West Ham had Jamie Vardy, or Jose Perez, whatever his name is, I think that would be doing well too. Yeah. Or James Madison, like we were supposed to have had. We were supposed to have had Jamie Vardy. So anyway, enough of that crap. So I'm done. No more predictions. Don't even ask me anymore. How about that? You all right, Neil? Don't even ask. So Essex says we've spent hundreds of millions. It's too many new players at one time. Maybe. Okay, I was going to say I don't buy it. What do you guys think about having too many new faces in a club at one time? Start with Anthony.
Well, what I actually think is that we should go ahead and keep on trying with the academy. We should go ahead and start building our own boys instead of spending time or money on different players. I understand that we want to go ahead and get anything that's available for us, that's good for us, that's the West Ham way. But, I mean, if the guy doesn't want to go ahead and be spending money on it, then might as well just go ahead and build it up, make your own fortune with what you have.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I think.
Wally.
Yeah, I think, for example, we brought in Allaire, and we're bringing in these new players, and we're not using them correctly. Clearly, Allaire can do some quality stuff, but he only started, like, for example, today, it only started clicking once they brought Antonio on to put beside him. And I think that's what he was used to at Eintracht Frankfurt. And we're just not using him right.
No.
Yeah.
That's the thing, dude. So we all know it. We've all been saying it. Everybody who's a West Ham supporter has been saying it because someone's heard it and mentioned it to someone else. Hey, man, you remember what, back in Frankfurt, he had two people with him, and one of them was a second striker and the other one was or whatever. And he's all by himself. He's all by himself, and it doesn't work. No shit. Oh, but it worked against Norwich and it worked against Watford. Okay, but that's Norwich and Watford, who look where they are on the table, or where they've been most of the season. So, anyway, it's an issue. It's not. I mean, I don't think it's as much bringing too many new faces. I think that all depends on who the hell you have to wrangle them, manage them, tell them what to do, make sure that they're doing the right thing. I do find a massive fault in what Penny was saying earlier about not replacing the people we got rid of. Why the hell do we get rid of Lucas Perez, and why the hell do we get rid of Chicharito if we weren't going to replace them? Makes no sense. We don't, and full well knowing we didn't have any strikers in the academy that they were willing to bring up to replace. So they got a Yeti, a Jetty, whatever. You know what I mean? Wow. That's not really replacing, Andy Carroll, which that's here nor there. I mean, he's either injured or not. Didn't really spend that much time with us last season. Anyway, it's not replacing what you missed, got rid of, and it's what you have, not playing them correctly. It's almost like they don't do shit in training except run and just try to play keep away, with the ball, or something like that. And then when it comes time for the match day, he's like, all right, here's the formation. There you go. instead of like working the formation, telling them what they need to do, how they need to feed Allaire if Allaire's up there by himself.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't seem like they've been training that at all, right? Because every time we've done it, it didn't really work.
Right.
I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah. Well, for example, bringing a Yeti in, he hasn't had any time to like get bed in, and you can see with Fornals, he took some time, and now I think he's contributing somewhat.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, a Yeti, we don't know anything about him. He hasn't had really any time.
And let me ask you, if either of you were a Yeti, and if you were a Yeti this season, after just doing awesome at Basel and pretty much everywhere else he's been, and now you're coming in and you just keep getting benched over and over and over and over and getting 10 minutes here or 5 minutes there, maybe getting a full cup game, and then everybody else is playing like shit, so you suck, and then they end up not playing you in the league matches. Like, how would you feel? Like,
right,
you're used to playing with Basel, being like the number one striker, dude. You know what I mean? And now all of a sudden, you're nothing. And the fans hate you. They think you're shit because you don't do anything. Well, that's because you don't get minutes. But anyway, Anthony, what would you do if you were a Yeti? I mean, do you blame him for not being overly energetic and ready and pumped to play? Or
I guess that what happened with him is that he thinks that he's up there, but
yeah,
I mean he's pretty good, but I mean he's not that level, I mean I feel that he could go ahead and give out more. I think that he could go ahead and at least put a little bit more effort on what he's doing, because I mean there's a lack of effort on what he is actually accomplishing.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
What were you, Wally?
It's hard.
Oh, if I was him, I would come on and pop the defender in the nose, like
Yeah,
like he did at
Just
Everton, I
imagine.
think it was. Right?
No, I mean, out of frustration, absolutely. So
Yeah.
my analysis, which doesn't mean jack anything, so I just want to say it just to fill some time here. My analysis of a Yeti is that he is exactly the same player as Lucas Perez. He just doesn't have the minutes. He hasn't got the start yet. He is the type of player who's not super fast, not super flashy, not any of this shit, but he's always at the right place, the right time. If he were to be out there for 90 minutes, and that's what happened with Lucas Perez. Lucas Perez didn't play much. He played 7 or 8 games or something like that, but he scored 5 or 6 goals. I mean, his goal ratio to minutes played was insane because he barely played. But when he did play, it wasn't coming off the bench for 10 minutes, 5 minutes. It was coming off the bench for a half, or it was starting and getting pulled at 60 minutes or something like that. Right. So I think he's exactly that type of player. We just haven't given him the minutes yet. Like, Wally was saying too. I think he needs time. I mean, he needs a full match, like a Premier League match. And I think he'd show us something. It's time. I forgot. We're a little overtime. I want to get into Hammer's Post. There's a shitload of them. And they're pretty much the same thing, just worded differently. So maybe we'll fly through them. I don't know. And then when we hit about 10 minutes till, we'll do some rapid fire questions. So you guys in the chat room, please answer along, what you chose, okay, with these Hammers polls. I just gotta bear with me while I pull these things up. I usually have someone do this for me. So. All right. So the first one. And by the way, don't expect these to be positive or happy themed. These are mostly all, they were done after the loss. So let's just put it that way. So question from Hammers at HammersFan 02380. Liverpool, Brighton, Man City, Liverpool, Southampton, Arsenal, Wolves, Spurs, Chelsea. All right. How many points? 0 to 3, 4 to 11, 12 to 20, 21 to 27. Let's start with Wally.
Oh, wow. I'm going to say...
It's tough, isn't it? You don't want to be too negative, obviously, because, we're fans, we're supporters, right? But at the same time, you got to be real. So,
I mean, I'm thinking around 10 points. So I would that 4 to 11. I think we maybe beat Brighton and hopefully Southampton. And maybe one other, and pick up a draw in there. So
that's fair. I mean, that's out of 27 points. So
yeah,
10 out of 27 points. All right. So you pick the 4 to 11 then.
yeah.
Anthony, what do you think, man? It's a tough stretch of games. Tough stretch of games.
I mean, I wish we could go ahead and have all the points in it, but at this point, it would be probably winning Brighton, losing City, winning Liverpool.
Yeah, that's what we do though, and they mentioned that in the chat room too,
Yeah.
and they also mentioned that on the show earlier today that Liverpool's the type of match that we would win. I mean, that we would. Yeah, we beat the big guys when it comes down to it. We need that win, but then when we're playing the Brightons, when we're playing the shittier teams, we tend to just if somebody needs a win, if Arsenal comes and needs a win, they'll get one, etc. So yeah, so what do you say for points total?
That would be, I don't know, man. I mean, probably 4-11.
All right, 4-11. So, yeah, Essex Hammer in the chat room says 6, which falls under 4-11, and Penny says 4-11. Essex says we beat Liverpool home and away, and then we lose the rest. That would be so nuts, dude. That would be fantastic if we were the only team to beat fucking Liverpool twice in a season. That's
at
insane.
least let's go ahead and take that. I mean, if we're gonna go ahead and relegate it, I mean, let's at least take that.
All right. So out of 195 votes, there's still 2 days left on this. So if you're in the chat room and you want to head over to Twitter to our friends Hammer's polls page, yeah, go ahead and vote. But we'll say 4-11 because that seems to be the consensus. And 0-3. So, well, again, just remember this was posted like directly after the loss,
Right.
4 hours ago. So a lot of these Hammer's polls are created out of passion, and a lot of them are voted on passion as well. So especially when it involves Antonio, or I don't know, people that they just really, or Lanzini. I mean, oh God. So anyway, 54% say 0-3, 42% say 4-11, and virtually nobody, maybe like 3 people, said anywhere between 12 and 27 points. So, wow. Okay. All right. Oh, here we go. So, this is from Mark Sargent on Twitter. Is this the worst West Ham side in the last 20 years? Start with Anthony this time. Yes, no, or don't give a fuck anymore.
I mean, at this point, I don't know, man. I mean, like I said, back in 2010, it was different. I used to play for the shirt. Now it's like it's gone. I mean, I don't know. Probably don't give a fuck about it.
Yeah.
I mean, what can we do?
Yeah.
What can we do?
Wally.
Oh, I got to say no. We got some quality players on our team, like Anderson, Allaire, Declan Rice, Ryan Fredericks. We got some excellent players. So I don't see that they had to be some worse teams back, 20 years ago, in my opinion. So I would say no.
Yeah. I'll say no, just to agree, I guess. So basically, Wayne in the chat room, who, yes, Wayne, we've already mentioned your show's name. We've also showed your logo on Anthony's T-shirt.
Anthony's wearing
so thank you for not coming in your West Ham is why we drink handle. But we've already promoted you tonight. Love you. But yes, no, he's right. So he says Roberto and Pelly being the manager. I mean, that's the reason why our team was shit this year, really. That's virtually true. Just think about this. So basically people are saying, well, Moyes has the same exact players that Pelly had. So, and he's doing the same exact shit. So is it the player or whatever it is? I think it's more so that Manuel Pellegrini, pretty much had these guys for a year and a half and had them a certain way. And David Moyes hasn't really had the time yet to do whatever the hell it is that he wants to do with them and try to get new to try to fix it, closer to what he wants to do. So it is Pelly's fault. You know what I mean? Pellegrini, they're almost damaged goods in a way. there needs to be a massive change, like a good solid 3 or 4 key players to get the hell out and just reshift the whole club. Because, you know, if we keep the same old guys, man, I mean, I think they're just damaged goods at this point. But anyway, so that was a long answer. So no. And the survey says don't give a fuck anymore. All right, 44%. 33% say yes. So again, this was right after the loss.
Yeah.
There's a lot of passionate fans in here. So especially Twitter. Yeah, I love Twitter. All right. So how many? This is from Richard L79. How many points will we finish on? 32 to 35, 36 to 39, more than 40, or all options optimistic? Start with Wally and go down.
Okay. Well, you showed those next 6 or 7 matches we have coming up, but then after that, I think it gets easier.
It does.
Yeah. So I predicted 10 there. We have 23, 33. So I'm saying 40 plus because I'm optimistic. So.
All right. Cool. Anthony, what do you think realistically?
Realistically, I mean, I want to say 40 plus. I mean,
I don't think we'll go down.
We can't go down, man.
I don't think we'll go down. I don't. I mean, there's plenty of winnable matches. I know we had a tough time against Villa at Villa, and that's the last game of the season at home. You know, so and they were saying on the show earlier today that match could end up being like a do or die type match, and that could be. But you know, Man United has been off like at random points this season as well. They lost to Burnley today, and you know, it's just one of those things where we still have Man United. That's the last away match of the season, and then we have I think Watford and Norwich in there as well as Newcastle away. And they're 50-50, you know, they really are. So I don't know, man. You know, I think that this should be a reason why I mean, Watford's been playing awesome since they got Nigel Pearson, but
well, they got Troy Deeney back. You know what? Deeney was injured, and I mean, that son of a bitch.
I hate him, but he's awesome.
I hate him, but he is. You know, I remember there was a game like when the Payet was still with us. And we went up 2-0 on them at home, and then Lanzini was like doing a Rabano and all this stuff, and Deeney just was like furious, and he took those guys on his back, and they came back. I think they beat us 4-2.
Yeah,
that guy is
That's Deeney, man. You know, and they've found themselves this year under Nigel Pearson, which is great to see Nigel Pearson back because I don't think that he was rightfully fired from Leicester, but anyway, yes, I think that we'll definitely stay up though, but it might even be like 41 points, you know what I mean, or whatever the case may be, or just enough to stay up. Let's just say 40 plus just for shits and giggles, and that's the again, dude. So this is the reason why I hate doing Amber's polls after a loss.
Yeah,
because the fans are so like super passionate on Twitter, like it's crazy. So yeah, the number one answer is the lowest number, and then 21% even said that all the options are a little optimistic.
Oh, is that what that means? I couldn't.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes they just omit a word, but I get what they're throwing down.
Okay.
All right. So the next question is from C. Phillips 702. Chris, I guess. How many will Liverpool put past us? 0 to 3, 4 to 7, 8 to 12, 12 to 15. And before we do that, real quick, I'm so sorry, but I've been forgetting not forgetting to mention what people were saying. So Wayne says 38 39. Essex Hammer says 40 plus, and Penny says 36 to 39. Essex Hammer says keep the faith, etc., etc. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I did hear that we're going to be buying Payet. They're interested in purchasing him.
Payet,
yeah. Yeah. It was on Knees Up by the Brown earlier today. Yeah, and to the question before that, they all said no. They all agree with us. And Wayne, we already plugged your show, so just stop it. You are a whore, dude. Fucking A.
This guy, man, I'm telling
you, dude.
I
He's such a media
keep
whore.
on commenting on Adam all the time.
So, what do you pick? So, how many will Liverpool put past us? I'll give you my answer real quick, and that's 0. So, go ahead.
Really?
I'll be there, man. I'll run on the pitch if I have to.
Does this question mean the 2 games that are coming up, or just
no? I think it's the next home Premier League match. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, then yeah. I mean, they wouldn't be putting like 8 to 12 or 12 to 15. I mean, I would say it might be 3 or 4. So, I'll go with 4 to 7.
Anthony.
Say 4.
We're winning that match. We are. I mean, I'm telling you, we're winning that match.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and go 0-3.
They're winning for Tim.
They are.
Say 0-3. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Are you going in the locker room to fire him up and
tell him?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to. Yep. I think I'm gonna tell our defense that if they don't fucking hurry up and shape up and I'm gonna fucking make sure that we buy James Tompkins back.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm gonna pretty much tell Ogbarn, I'm like, listen, man, like in hindsight, dude, Tompkins had a better career. Like, to be honest with you, he had better stats overall, and he's played more games, scored more goals, and he's done a lot better than you. Why don't you catch up? Why don't you do something? So anyway, 55% said between 4 and 7. That's probably the most realistic answer. But however, my passion for the club states that we're going to win that match, just like Anthony was saying. So
we will.
There's still time left. If you guys want to go and vote, go for it. And wait, Penny says 0, and Wayne says Liverpool will not win. And yeah, Scousers are down. What? Doing to lose? Going to lose. Yeah, Paul is trash. Yeah, dude. All right. I love our chat room. I really do. This is my, not just meeting new people like on this show, but meeting new people in the chat room or just communicating with the same people that show up all the time. I love it. Yeah. This one's from Paul Penberthy. I think that's how you say it. Where will we finish? 18th, 19th, and 20th. It doesn't give us much of a choice. Oh, Jesus. I didn't even pre-read. I should have pre-read these. Proofread these, yeah. So anyway, does anybody think we're going to get relegated?
None of the above, man.
Yeah, none of the above, dude. Yeah, Paul, you're so pessimistic, man. Pessimistic Paul Penberthy. Yeah. Jesus. All right, so this one's from Hammers, guys. I should probably read these before I read them out loud. Excuse me. Would you rather A, us go down and stay down for 6 years, but have the board leave? Or B, do we stay up and hang around 16th, 17th place with the board still in charge?
Oh, I'm taking that one. I'm taking that one.
Go for it.
All right. It has to be B, man. I mean, we can't go down. We go down, I mean,
yeah,
there's going to be so much hassle to go ahead and watch a game. Much, I mean, I don't even want to be there. I mean, I was there second year when I was a fan.
Yeah.
I don't want to be there anymore.
Real quickly, where in Arkansas roughly are you located, or what's the closest major city?
Bentonville. It's Bentonville.
Okay, cool.
I've only found one person that actually wore West Ham shirt, and I stopped him at we have Walmarts everywhere here. So I stopped him and I asked him, and he was like, they went ahead and gave it to me for a birthday present. I was like, well, you gotta go ahead and tell me who it was, cause
yeah, dude, I'm telling you, I've heard that before from other people too. I think it was Alex in Mississippi, he saw someone at Mississippi State University, a college kid wearing the shirt, and he went up to him and he's like, I don't even follow the club. You know, I don't even know. It's a soccer shirt. I like it. You know, I like the colors or something like that.
Yeah.
But that happens quite frequently. But anyway, so yeah, listen, I'll agree with you that I want us to stay up. But the main reason why there's two reasons why I want us to stay up. Number one, has nothing to do with the TV because we could find a way. We can come over my house and watch it. But the main reason is that the board will not sell it for the club for nothing. They're not gonna. If they go down and we stay down, they're gonna have a very difficult time selling the damn club, and it'll probably take more than 6 years for them to, you know. I don't know. We might get stuck with them even longer. It's gonna be miserable. We're gonna be in debt, and they're gonna have to owe them more money because they're gonna be the ones that have to get us out of the debt. Because there was a nice article written. I forgot who wrote it. It was up on Facebook somewhere or Twitter or whatever. It was pretty much saying that if we get relegated, we are screwed because that the money that we lose from the TV money mixed with the money that we're still paying the owner. Gold and Sullivan. Yes, we save like $1.5 million on rent, but that is nothing compared to what we're going to be losing out on, you know, money wise. The parachute payments only $48 million. But yet the TV money was $124 million last season. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be in the red is my point. We'll have all these players on massive salaries. And obviously, yes, there's the relegation release clauses and there's the players that will want to leave and we'll sell them off because we have to. But those are some big name players. And then the club's going to be, who knows, probably shit. So anyway, the second reason is, no, that was the second reason. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah,
so the first, yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Wally, what's your answer? A or B?
Oh yeah, I got to go with B. It's tempting to say A, but selfishly,
yes, if we stay in the Premier League, we have a better chance of them actually selling. That was my other reason. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. So yeah, I think B. Yes,
they'll be gone sooner. Is my point.
Yep.
Yeah,
I agree.
All right, so B. Anybody else agree in the chat room?
Wow, more people for A.
More people.
Oh, recall Big Jordan's, man. Yeah, right on. Yeah, so Jordan Hugel.
Charlie.
Yes, Hugel is Charlie's drink. Yeah, that's right. You got it, Neil. So anyway, where were we at? Nobody else answered the question in the chat room. They're just shooting the shit. So from Tony Pearson, I've seen his name on here before. Who was worse tonight from a very ordinary display? And I wouldn't call it ordinary display. I would call it absolutely fucking embarrassing. It was just an embarrassing display tonight from everybody. But anyway, out of this lot, who was the worst? Zabaleta, Allaire, Lanzini, Masuaku. Anthony. Yeah.
There's a lot to pick on it. I don't know, man. I mean, I guess I'm probably going to be with Zabaleta. It's going to be Zabaleta. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the guy is past his prime. That's what I can say. I mean, he's not there anymore. He's gone.
Yeah, I mean, for me, he's a very situational player. He's kind of like a specialty player. I think that there are certain teams where, yes, he can play and he can be very useful if you play him in the right position, not as a wing back, but as a fullback. He's very strong defensively still. He's very intelligent when it comes down to playing football, unlike the other geezer that we have. So I don't know. I give him the benefit of the doubt just for the fact that I think that he's definitely not useless. It's just sometimes he gets put in the wrong fucking position, which makes me feel like I'm talking about Slav Bilic again. Makes me angry. So anyway, I would say Lanzini. What would you say, Wally?
Well, for the first half, I would give it to Masuaku because he just let the second goal, I think it was, he was nowhere to be. That guy had acres of space to bring the ball in and just hammer it in. But I think for the whole game, Lanzini, yeah, he was just missing or he didn't care. So I think for the complete game, it's Lanzini. I agree with you.
Well, it was actually between Lanzini and Masuaku in the chat room anyway. I mean, it was
Mhm.
pretty well even. And Wayne said Lanzini, so that makes it 3-3.
Yeah.
Wow. So let's just say Zabaleta, just because that was the one answer that was different from the others. And yeah, Lanzini, 77%,
Wow.
Damn.
which is so fucking bizarre because
Yeah.
usually people are blowing him on this. I'm telling you, they love the little gem, the little diamond, and Antonio, I love him so much. And oh my God, he's so nice person. He's got a great smile, and what's his name? Lanzini's so cute and adorable. Oh my God, he's my favorite player. But he's shit. He's inconsistent. He's injury prone. So is Antonio. He's injury prone. We don't need injury prone 30-year-olds or 26-year-olds or anybody or 50-year-olds or 12-year-olds. Doesn't matter if they're injury prone. See you later. They're inconsistent because they don't do enough for the club. Get them the fuck out. Anyway, that's my third rant of the evening.
Yeah, he's been playing a lot and lately, and just been missing like every single game. It seems
He's like a fucking zombie, dude. He doesn't want to be there. It's just so weird. Like, you see him in training, and he's always got this fucking shit-eating smile on his face.
Yeah.
These training photos that they post or the videos you see are behind-the-scenes stuff. But then on the pitch, he's just like, whatever. Doesn't care, man. Anyway, another one we got here. This is probably the last one before we go into the rapid fire. I don't want to do that one. I want to do this one, I think. No, that does. All right. So here's no reverse to that one. So I'll go back to this one. Sorry. All right. Is it fair to criticize Moyes as he's inherited this team? Absolutely. He should never be manager. It's not his fault. GSB needs to give him money to invest. His appointment shows lack of ambition, and GSB want everything on the cheap. And for who else is available? Wally.
I think it's number 3. Yeah, I think, you know what I think they've done here is they basically did the same thing they did 2 years ago with the relegation. They brought in Moyes and they just gave him to the end of the season, and then they were giving him a bonus if they stay up. I think they're doing the same thing here, but this time, in order to sign him, they said, okay, you have 18 months, but really, I think it's 6 months plus the other year as a bonus if we stay up. So anyway, I think is basically number 3. His appointment shows lack of ambition.
Anthony.
Number 2, man. I mean, at this point, you got to go ahead and give the man time. You got to think about it. I mean, he just came back. It's like if you get fired from a job and at the end they call you back just because they need you. They're desperate. So you're going to go ahead and give them all you got. I mean, you have to. So you got to go ahead and give them time. You got to go ahead and give them money.
Yeah, that's true. I say 1, 2, 3. So actually, he should never be the manager. It's also not his fault because they need to give him time and money to invest to get his own players and so on. I mean, it's now that we have him, we're stuck with him. We got to get behind him, and hopefully the board gets behind him, and hopefully the players get behind him, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. But also at the same time, his appointment does show a lack of ambition. It does. So. Yeah, I mean, who else is available? I don't even want to think about that. We got Moyes. Let's just make the most of it. Yeah, I mean, Six says that we could do a Watford, I guess. Yeah, we could. All right, so rapid fire. Wally, do you have the rapid fire pulled up at all? Or?
I do. I have them right here.
Awesome. Well, so now is the rapid fire, which is funny because Wayne's the one who created them, and he's in the chat room tonight. So, yeah.
So these are the rapid fire questions, and you can just give us your first answer, or you can talk about it if you feel like. Anyway,
there's a few of them. Hold on, there's a few of them that I will add a few words to because they don't necessarily apply the way they're written.
Okay. All right. So question 1, meat pie or apple pie?
Is that for me or?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is for you, man. This is your rapid fire
shit.
questions.
All right.
Yeah. It's all about you,
Apple pie.
Anthony.
Apple pie.
Apple-
I mean, I come from Arkansas, so
Right
I know.
it's got to be apple pie.
on.
I know. That's the American answer. You got to be. But anyway, who is your favorite current West Ham player?
Oh, good one. I'm gonna be based on what I know, and that is probably Noble. Going back to Noble.
All right.
Mhm. Yeah, that's a good one. All right. Who frustrates you most in the current West Ham squad?
Fucking Sanchez.
You know what's funny is that a lot of people don't say him because he's dog shit and no one expects anything out of him, right? But yet a lot of people will say, and Anderson or Antonio or Fredericks or these guys that are better than that, they perform on a regular basis, or Lanzini or whatever. But Sanchez, I think that's probably the second time that we've asked this, and someone answered Sanchez. That's cool. I like to hear different answers. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay. So FA Cup or top 4 finish?
Top 4 finish. Definitely.
Yes. So I was gonna say, but you answered it correctly. So I wasn't. This was asked, I guess, last night, and they didn't say it right. I guess basically, it doesn't mean this season, right? So, just in general, would you rather have an FA Cup or a top 4 finish? But
top 4 finish. I mean,
yeah,
most,
totally.
most definitely. I mean, I don't want to go back to those days. Yeah.
Right on. Go ahead, Wally. Sorry.
Okay.
You're like, God damn it, you should have done it.
Well, you always like fumble around for the questions. You can't find them.
Oh, that's true, because it's on my phone, man. Usually, and I'm like looking like this, or my phone dies.
So you got to hand it to an organized guy, and I got you.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. So what about West Ham do you love?
What was that?
What about West Ham do you love?
What about West Ham do I love?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it has to be. It's a lot of stuff. I mean, the passion that we as fans have, I guess that brought me up to it. Because even though we win or lose, we're there. I mean, we're not going just for the for the team that's actually winning.
You pretty much answered this like in your intro today. I mean, pretty much when you were saying that, when I asked you how'd you get into West Ham, and you were saying that it's a working class club. It's you saw that you like the formation, you like the fans, the supporters. Pretty much everyone's answer always comes around to just the camaraderie of the club, like the supporters, and how a family it is, and how we all are in it for the same thing. We're all loyal people. We're not just glory hunters and so on. So you pretty much already answered that. So there's no wrong answers, by the way.
Yeah, and it's
either way.
I mean, it's funny though, because I mean, at this point, it's like the team that we have. Yeah, it might go ahead and suck, but at the end, I mean, it's West Ham. You got to go ahead and follow it. You got to go ahead and if you're there, you're always blowing bubbles.
That's right.
All right. Okay, so what about West Ham do you hate?
Sullivan, Gold, and Brady.
There you go.
All right. Good answer.
Good one.
Excellent. Okay, all right, here we go. What sound makes you happy? What sound makes you happy?
Wayne loves this question because it always throws everybody off. That's why he put it there, to throw people off. Like, I swear to God, if I could go back and see how many times the person who gets asked would be like, what can you say that again? What did you say? I swear to God, it happened last night too.
That
could be any sound.
It's that beer. Whenever you come home from a long day of work and you watch your team lose and you just pop open that beer.
Like today. Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
all right. Okay, what is your favorite curse word?
Cunt.
There you go.
Oh, that's a good one. Yep. Yeah.
That's been hot lately.
Yeah.
It's been a
Yeah.
popular.
Especially there was probably a lot of that going around today.
Oh yeah.
After losing Lester.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. What team do you love to beat?
I'm gonna say Manchester City. I
Really?
love when they actually,
Wow.
yeah. I mean, you know why? Because my cousin is a Manchester City fan, and the first year that I started watching West Ham, he was like, "Oh, West Ham, they suck. They suck. They never win." Kept going back in my mind, you know. And now every time that we go ahead and play, and we actually beat them, it's like in your face.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's yeah. That's
Yeah.
very satisfying.
Yeah.
Wally, who did you pick?
What team do you love to beat? You never asked me these questions. I think I was on your show before you had the questions. So,
Really?
yeah.
Well,
So
answer it.
Which one would be? Yeah.
I think it's I think Spurs. You know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I picked
Spurs
Man
too,
United.
yeah.
Yeah, you picked Man United. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's Spurs because you know when we beat them on Antonio's goal last season and the first. I mean, it's moments
From
like
Ryan
that.
Fredericks across Antonio
Yeah.
Fredericks on.
Well, that's true. That was the icing on the cake, but you know, that's a beautiful thing. That's what makes supporting West Ham, you know, the few moments that you have.
Yeah.
And you will always be the first team to beat Spurs in their new stadium. So anyway, name a player past or present that epitomizes West Ham United.
I'm gonna go with present, and that would be fucking Roberto.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because we're always like failing and
I mean, no, I mean,
good choice. Okay.
yeah.
All right. If you could take a time machine back to experience anything to do with West Ham United, where would you go?
No, that would be going back to Upton Park. I mean, not losing Upton Park. That would be going back to probably when I started, 2010. That would be like the essence that they had. It's different. The way that the stadium is based on now.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess that I would go back to that time.
Yeah.
I mean, it was more pure, I guess.
Yeah. I never got to go to the Upton Park, so
no, me neither. Me neither. I mean, that's what I was watching. I was wishing for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to experience that.
Yeah. Walk around those streets, you know. I mean, have mashed pie, you know.
Right.
I mean, that kind of stuff.
Yep. Awesome. All right. Yeah, that's all the questions.
That's it. That's the rapid fire. All right. Real quick, I got to mention that I was in honor of Lee's absence. I was drinking French roast coffee. French roast. Yes, French. He's the house Frenchie.
PSJ, right?
Yeah, PSJ. Yeah, as he always says. Saint Etienne. So yeah, thanks everybody in the chat room. I really appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. And also, if you're watching this after the fact and it's not live, please check out one of our shows when we're live because it's fun. A lot of the chat room is usually lively, and we do it simultaneously on Facebook and Periscope. So if you're watching on either of those, chat with us as well. But if you are watching on these other platforms, please come on over to YouTube and click the subscribe button. Click the notification bell so you can find out when we are going to be going live. I usually notify you about a half an hour before to give you a heads up. Also, check out our shop, AmericanHammers.net. It's also our website. We got links to our YouTube channel and also our American Hammers Radio podcast, which are on Spotify and iTunes and the Podbean at the moment. Yeah, that's about a wrap.
If you're in Arkansas, look up Anthony.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Please do.
We're you're on Facebook and all that other good stuff and social media as well. So yeah, and anybody who's interested can also reach out to us, and we'll pass you along to Anthony. And or even if you're just traveling through Arkansas, maybe visiting the Bill
Let's
Clinton
make a
Memorial
fist bump.
Museum or Little Rock or whatever.
Yeah.
That's all I know. Or the Travelers, right? Is that the Arkansas? I don't know. They get stuff over there too.
Yeah.
Baseball. But anyway, yeah. So we got Slav and Bilic on Saturday, and hopefully we kick some
I hope so.
ass. But I don't know. Doesn't look great, but we'll see. So anyway, like, subscribe. If you like this content, please give us a like so we can know. If you don't, or even if you do, you just want to shoot the shit with us, you can also leave comments, like, so we can read them after the fact, and we'll try to respond to you. So anyway, one last thing. I'll talk to you guys off the air real quick, but come on, you Irons.
All right, Irons.